Hello, this is Dr. Reddy from Seven Oaks Pet Hospital, Wesley Chapel, Florida. Today, I'm here to talk about ear infections in dogs and cats, which is a very commonly seen problems. And we have probably spoken in the past a few times about this topic, and I see a lot of those clients coming in on a daily basis with dogs having ear infection. And the most important thing about ear infections in dogs is allergies. In Florida especially, dogs with ear infections have sometimes skin infections, and skin infection dogs can have ear infections too, vice versa. And we don't realize as practitioners, and we tend to treat the problem of ears and not worry about the skin or the allergies underlying problem, and then that itself like a band-aid for them, and then it doesn't really take care of the problem. The reason I say I'm going to show you this little ear model I have. When you have this ear canal has a vertical and a horizontal. So, and then this is the eardrum, and then this is the middle ear. And when you see the ear canal, it's nothing but extension of the skin. So anytime I see with my otoscope there's an ear infection in here, I try to look at the body of the dog, the skin, the whole skin, and see if there's any inflammation on the skin, if there's any infection on the skin. And based on that, I try to treat the underlying allergies or skin infection, and also obviously ear problems, and that takes care of the ear infection. And allergies could be food allergies, it could be environmental allergies, or it could be pollen, it could be insects, it could be grass. Any of those allergies can cause the skin problems, and that in turn can cause ear infections. Some dogs which have a floppy ear, if the ear flap is not correct and it's floppy all the way, like hounds, most of them, Basset Hound for example, or Cocker Spaniels are the other big breed which has issues with ears, so the ear flops around, so there's no air circulation, and that is a good media for the bacteria to grow in those ear canals. And if those ear canals are not cleaned and washed on a regular basis, they can cause infection. So that's a breed related thing for dogs. And coming to the cats too, cats we generally don't see as many ear infections, but cats can have ear mites is what we see commonly. And ear mites are those little bugs which are crawling inside the ear, and they can cause ear infections. Dogs, we don't see those much of that many of ear mites, but cats we see a lot of ear mites. Cats we see of less allergy issues as compared to the dogs, because cats are mostly indoors. They have less prone for allergies, less ear infections, and less skin infections too, because cats can groom themselves and clean themselves too pretty well than the dogs. And I have Dr. Kota, he says hi, and Sandhya, hi, thank you guys for joining here. So while we are talking about this cat and dog ear infections, there are some things you can prevent them getting this infection if it's not related to any other underlying condition. And the most important thing is, like I talked to you guys about ears, the way it looks. So finding the right ear cleaning solution, filling it all the way until it starts overflowing, and then squishing and massaging the ear canal, that helps clean the ears with wax and gunk. So there are a lot of nice ear cleaning and drying solutions available these days. You can use that on a daily basis, on a regular basis, or every time we give a bath to the dog, try to clean the ears right after the bath, so there's no water sitting in here. Or dog goes to the swimming in the ocean or in the pool and comes out, take the dog, fill the ears again, squish it, massage it, and then let it dry, so that there is no gunk or wax or anything in there. That way it looks nice and clean, so it'll prevent the ear infection. Otherwise the water stays in there and the dog is shaking its head, and then it's a good media for the bacteria to grow, and yeah, you start seeing some redness, irritation, the wax and all that stuff is coming in, and you start smelling that yeasty thing, so the yeast builds up, bacteria builds up, and all that stuff. And at Seven Oaks, we have over the past years, we have had a lot of cases of ear infections, skin infections, and what has worked for the dogs which are prone for ear infections, the breeds, is we have a program called Unlimited Ear Cleaning and Nail Trim for 6 months. So you pay a certain fee, I think it is 65 bucks or something, every 6 months you pay, and you come in and get your dog's ears cleaned any number of times and get your dog's nails trimmed any number of times. And I would tell you that has saved clients a lot of money in the long run, and the pain for the dog, pain and suffering, where these dogs would have gotten unnecessary ear surgeries, where, you know, vertical ear canal resection or lateral ear canal resection, where you have to close that ear canals completely in order to prevent this infection. So with our unlimited 6 months of nail trim and ear cleaning packages, we were able to save a lot of dogs who come on a regular basis, and we clean their ears professionally here, so owners don't have to clean them. And financially too, it's a lot more cheaper, and that is something I have seen over the past 12, 13 years. It has worked great here. We have so many dogs which clients who take advantage of that, and I would recommend doing that, especially those English bulldogs, or and also we have those golden retriever dogs or lab retrievers with the chronic ear infections. So that is another way of preventing ear infection. But also there are certain other conditions where we see ear infections. If the dog is on steroids or immunocompromised, if the dog has some underlying cancer, those things also can be prone for ear infections in dogs. But most of the time in Florida, what I see is the weather, the allergies, and then yeah, those are two most commonly seen problems for ear infections in dogs, and those can be taken care of pretty easily. And if owners are a little vigilant about looking their ears on a daily basis or a weekly basis, then you can definitely prevent ear infection. And as I said, cleaning is the most important part of preventing the ear infection to come back. Or once we treat the ear infection, for it to continue to keep it clean, then that way the ear infections don't come back. And we have a lot of different options for treatments with ear infections, and most of the time I see clients struggle to clean the ears because dogs sometimes are not cooperative. They won't let you clean the ears as you wanted, as we wanted, or as I wanted, or as it needs to be done. In those cases, we do the professional cleaning here, and then we have some certain type of medications where we can pack the ears completely with that medication. So owner goes home, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to clean, they don't have to apply the medication, they don't have to do anything for a week, and they come back in a week, and then we recheck the ear, and and swab the ear and see if we still see some bacteria or yeast, then we repack the ears. So there are now newer medications are coming up where owners don't have to do this fight with the dog, applying daily these treatments where the dogs are painful, they're fighting because, again, you know, owners are trying to put the medication but dog doesn't like it, it's inflamed and all that stuff. So these newer medications can definitely help prevent the problem. So when you come here, we look at the ears, swab the ears, and see what infection it is, and based on owner's lifestyle and the way the dog is, we recommend the type of a treatment would work most of the time. So that is also an option. And sometimes some dogs, again, you know, if it's real bad pus, crud, ulcers and everything too, we may have to sedate the dog and flush the ears thoroughly, and we do that on a quite frequent basis depending on how bad the infection is. So that is also an option we have here for to prevent that pain for the dog when we are trying to clean while they're awake. So that is there. And then lastly, we do see tumors or masses or polyps in the ear canal too, which is not common, but also we do see those things happen. So then those polyps or tumors have to be removed surgically and then cut them out, and then once you do that, the dog's ears look great and they do amazingly well after that. So those polyps and tumors are non-cancerous most of the time. So that way we can remove them, and once you remove it, you create enough space in the ear canal so that ear can breathe better, so there is less infection. So that was the last one we talked about. And cats do have some types polyps and growths in the ears too, and we have removed in the past. And that's why when the clients are coming on their yearly exams, we always check their ears, we always make sure their heart sounds good, we always check their teeth. So we try to do a good physical exam to make sure that they're all healthy before we vaccinate. So that physical exam once a year is also very, very important to prevent these ear infections or skin infections or eye infections or teeth infections, any of those things. But because ears, eyes, teeth, eyes, skin, you can see externally, a lot of times you're able to pick up the problem, but ears are internal and you are not able to see it unless I look at through the otoscope. That is where the problem is. It's hidden infection, and unless the dog starts shaking the head or you start oozing, that's when the owners realize it. So it's already too late in this. So we have to get aggressive with the treatment. So in order to prevent that, having a once a year exam also helps quite a bit too. And we do have a video otoscopes too, and we can show it to the owners what we see on the scope, in the scope. As a doctor, what I'm seeing it, if owners are curious to know what is happening or how it looks, how inflamed it is, that's an option too. So those are all things about the ears. Again, it's very easy to prevent those problems, but that is one of the biggest problems we see on a daily basis here. It's 4 or 5 cases a day we see, I think, ear infections, which are not being addressed or which owners cannot see, unfortunately. So, but keeping them clean once a week as a puppy, it's a great idea. Every Sunday, take your dog, get your dog and get the ear cleaning and fill the ears, clean them nicely, and that might help. Question, do seasonal allergies cause any ear issues? Yeah, yes, absolutely. I have dogs where, based on the season, sometimes they get twice a year ear infections because they're allergic to the pollen outside, or they're allergic to grass, Bahia, St. Augustine grass, or any of those things during that season. Then we start seeing the skin is inflamed. So skin of the ear canal is inflamed. Like I said, ear canal is nothing but extension of the skin. So that can cause that too. So yes, so allergies are one of the major causes of ear infections in dogs. And cats, it's not as much, but dogs, yes. Cats, mostly it's, I think, ear mites, like I said, or parasites, or if they're not grooming themselves a whole lot, sometimes that can lead to building up wax and cause ear infections or underlying immune-mediated conditions or so. All right, I think that's all I have for today with the ear infections. And please feel to shoot any questions. Hopefully I can respond to you guys even after the session ends. And we will come back next Thursday, again, same time, with another wonderful topic. And if you're interested for me to talk any other topic, again, please go ahead and put it in our comment section, and we can look at it and we can bring those topics to you guys. Thank you guys again for watching this, and I hope you all have a great day, and see you next week. Thank you.